rather fight beside you than any army of thousands.
No, but seriously, though. You're listening to No, But Seriously, though, with CJ and Dave.
It's pretty awesome.
Have you ever been to an open casket funeral?
Yeah.
They're horrible.
Have you been to
Yeah,
one?
I've been to one.
Yeah, they're gross.
I've not. We don't do that in Iceland. We don't.
No?
We let them stay. We have a private one beforehand for like the closest relatives to come and say their goodbyes with an open casket.
Yeah.
But then like once we're in the church, there's no reason to do that.
It's insane.
Yeah. But one time my family had a funeral where we found out there was the wrong person in the casket.
Oh, that's
Because someone
crazy.
decided to peek. And so
That ain't him, dude.
so my uncle, who I'm named after, he just like, this is like maybe 10 minutes before the funeral's about to start. So like some early people are there.
Yeah.
And he like took a gander, I guess. And he just turns around and just goes, "That the rank manneska." And yeah, so there was.
What does that mean? I love how you said like we'd be like, "Oh shit, the rank manga star."
Dude, our Icelandic fans are just going nuts
Uh,
right now.
Marking out.
Yeah, so the wrong person was in the coffin.
That's so good.
So he just goes, "That's the wrong person." And so that we dealt with that, you know,
Wow.
I carry out, load back in.
That's
you know?
crazy, dude.
Yeah, whoever did the
fucking
load in fucked up.
When did you move here from Iceland?
Been here now for.
No, but seriously though.
Hey.
No, but seriously though,
I
who
think
do we
it's
got?
seriously,
Yeah,
though.
nobody
It's
here
time
we
to
got
kick
here.
this off. We've been chatting for a bit. It's been a good
Yeah.
time already.
We got to figure out what we can post from that first crazy fucking interaction we just had.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
some stuff.
Yeah, there's some stuff for sure.
There's some meat. We might have to just beep some things.
No, but seriously though, Finn, how do you say your last name?
Yeah.
So it's in stand up. I'm going by Finn Bogi or Finn Anderson. You guys can let me know which.
Wow.
works
Okay,
better.
we'll see in the
Whoa.
comments what plays better.
Every host has told me different things.
Finn Bogi or Finn Anderson?
Anderson,
Anderson. I don't like that one.
because it sounds too close to anal.
Yeah, it sounds like
Sounds like
huge
you're going to
problem.
do anal to your son.
Yeah, anal son.
Yeah.
Like, is that what you guys did back in Iceland? That's why they called you that? That's crazy.
That's why I do
Vikings.
stand up.
Yeah.
So my full name is Finn Bogi Ört Einarsson, but you
Boy.
can't put that on a piece of paper.
How do you say the
Boy.
middle? Boy. Yeah.
Flavor Flav
Finn
style-
Boy?
style.
So it's Finn Boyi. So all
That's
my
good. I
all
like
my
that.
black New York friends would say Finn Boy.
Yeah,
Finn Boy's good. I
Yeah.
like Finn Boy.
it
Finn
does,
boy.
but it kind of sounds like what, like some guy you fuck. This is my Finn boy.
It's like a gimp.
Yeah, yeah.
Once again, I'm like, it just always goes back to I'm getting fucked.
yeah. Either you or your hypothetical son. Yeah.
Yeah, but when did you come here from Iceland?
So I moved here December 28th, 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And it was I moved here to study graphic design.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And so I'm still doing that. And then I started doing stand up maybe 2.5 years ago, something like that.
Nice. What? There's always something that kicks it off. What kicked it off?
2006, I get an iPod Nano.
Okay.
we're
And
going
I
back.
loaded it with a bunch of files from my brother's computer. And on that computer was David Cross's Shut Up You Fucking Baby.
Wow. David Cross I've never heard someone say I heard David Cross and I was like, that's it.
It changed me. And then also we had this thing that you would plug into the TV. It was a hard drive where you could put a fucking ton of movies.
Yeah.
Like very 2005 tech. And he would put stand-up specials on there that were wildly inappropriate for a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And I saw Dennis Leary's No Cure for Cancer,
Okay.
which is terrible.
So-
But when you're 10, you're like, this is the smartest
you're
guy
like,
in the
this
world.
guy is really cool.
It's like, wow, he's really doing Louis C.K.'s jokes well.
Yeah. And yeah, so that was my introduction, and I loved the Bernie Mac show when I was a kid.
Nice.
I heard him say the phrase "bust their head until the white meat shows" when I was 9, and that really changed.
Bernie Mac was really funny.
Crazy to be
Dude, the
dropping Bernie
best.
Mac lines in like grade 4 in Iceland.
In Iceland,
Like,
yeah.
No one
like,
got
what
me.
is this?
I was infatuated with black people.
They-
I was going to say,
they don't-
serious question, like, when did you even meet your first black person?
Yeah.
3rd grade.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
in
not too
Iceland.
late.
Yes, his name was Christopher, and he came from the States, and he truly showed us that they are far better fighters. 'Cause
so, so good.
The schoolyard scraps completely changed dynamically.
Such a good new karate kid, like Jaden Smith in Iceland.
Dude, he
Like,
beat the
whoa.
fuck out of us.
Yeah, I bet. It's
And-
like meeting an alien. You're like, he's so strong.
Dude, we couldn't believe it. And then I remember, so my classmate, his name was Cesar, he's having a child. Congrats, Cessa.
Congrats, Sarah.
But he thought it was appropriate. He was sitting next to him. This is their first class together, and he goes, and he quotes Jackie Chan from Rush Hour 1, where he says it.
Oh my God.
And he says it. That's that kid's first experience of being in school in Iceland. Was this guy going, "What's up, my N-word"?
Oh yeah, you guys have no idea that it's bad. I
He's
guess.
just up there like
No
this,
clue.
just waiting. Like
No clue. And
Yeah.
Iceland is rich with like unnoticed blackface scandals and like wildly
Unnoticed.
insane racism.
Yo, let's break the scandals. Let's do it.
Dude, I was in school. This is 2013, I think. This is the last year of me doing academia in Iceland, and we had like a fashion show where like everyone did a costume and like came out to a song.
no.
And these two girls I know, Takla, fucking showed up in full
Classic
blackface, full blackface boxing gloves.
Oh my god.
They were supposed to be African American boxers. These are just the blondest snow bunnies you've ever seen.
That's crazy, dude.
Um,
But the teacher's probably like, haha, that's funny.
Ooh, wonderbar. I don't know what Icelandic.
I was
is,
the
but-
only person that went, you can't do that anymore.
You're sitting there with Christabel, just both of you guys shaking your heads.
I mean, to be fair, 2013, I think our prime minister was still doing it. So
Yeah, he was rocking with it.
yeah, about that time.
I think Canada maybe was also a little desensitized to it for a
Yeah,
while.
there was a great one in my university, and it was like a drinking team, and I don't know why, but all of them, 40 kids in university, did blackface.
Holy fuck.
And they were like, "You guys can't do that anymore. Your team can be in next year, but no more blackface." That was their punishment.
Oh, you know what it just reminded me of? I'm 99% sure there's a picture of my father-in-law in blackface.
Really?
Yes, I gotta find it.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like, for Halloween, he was like a pimp or something.
It's so good. Big purple hat.
Dude,
Oh,
I gotta
yeah.
find this picture. I've seen it before.
That's so good.
The first friend I ever made coming to Canada was at the Montreal airport. I was doing a layover to Toronto. I was coming to look at OCAD, and I met the famed Harley Morenstein from Epic Mealtime.
What?
Nice,
No
that's cool.
way.
And we started chatting, and he's very nice. He asked me questions about me and like my career and stuff,
Yeah.
and was like very curious, and we became buddies. Around that same time was the Trudeau scandal,
Okay.
and so this is the 2019 Trudeau scandal. So I guess some more pictures surfaced or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. yeah.
And so
I was like,
Harley
WeChat
has a picture of himself as Kobe Bryant
Oh God.
from a costume party in 2006.
Oh,
And he posted it himself and said, just before anyone else gets to it,
oh my God.
I did this. Which I think he's the only one I think that's ever gotten ahead of it.
Yeah.
Because, like, you had Jimmy Kimmel crying over doing it.
Yeah.
It was-
Who did it on SNL? Was it Fallon or someone
I
did
don't
it?
remember. I
Someone
remember
did
that
a
Jimmy
blackface
Kimmel was
one.
he was being Shaquille O'Neal, but it's like, he's just, Shaquille O'Neal is black.
Yeah, I think Fallon did Chris Rock.
Yeah, like blackface
shit.
is supposed to be like
That sounds painful.
big like white around your lips and like like it's supposed to be like, it's not
Shoe
just like
polish.
yeah, it's supposed to look stupid, but
Yeah.
it's just like, well, how are you supposed to look like a character? Like, you can't play it. I don't know. I know I'm coming off as pro blackface. but
I'm more of a center blackface guy.
yeah,
you
I'm
know?
right in the
Like,
middle on blackface. Yeah, I think what Jimmy Kimmel did was okay. He shouldn't have cried about it. At least he's always fucking
The crying about it,
Guys, we need to
Yeah.
start exploring the future of blackface. How do we take
Where do we
this-
go from here?
Where do we progress and make this better for everyone?
Robo face.
What
You
does
know?
that even mean?
Man, people hate AI. That's what I mean. Is people do not like AI on posts and stuff.
No, nobody likes AI.
I posted an AI pic on my story, and some people were like, "That's funny," and then some people were like, "You need to pay a guy to make this picture." And I'm like, "The fuck?"
Who said that? Was it him?
No.
That's what he does for
I
his
give
living.
him $5. Yeah.
I have.
Oh, true. I didn't even think about that. Fuck.
I have straight up done that, but also
I was just like, this
Shit, my
guy's
bad.
fucking
Oh,
against it for
fuck.
sure.
so no, I
I
saw
noticed you didn't like it.
I saw an ad recently for like it was a burger place that's now serving coffee, and there was them being like, buy Canadian coffee, and it was like a Tim Hortons cup, a second cup, and a second cup, coffee cup, and then their cup.
Yeah.
And they were like claiming that they were the Canadian product, but it was an AI made image. So I just commented, you should have hired a Canadian to make this graphic for
Yeah.
you. And that got some traction. But then at the same time, I think I'm the only graphic designer that actually doesn't care that people use AI for posters.
Yeah.
Because for me, I don't know if you've seen current day comedy show posters that are being done with AI. it's the worst
They're
shit I've
fucked.
ever seen.
Quantity.
If
Yeah.
someone hires me to do a $75 commission,
Yeah.
it looks incredible in comparison.
Yeah.
It's
There's
like-
spelling errors everywhere. Guys have, hey, can you get rid of this guy's 6th finger and then it makes me super fat in the pic? That happened. And
Dude.
then I go, hey, I'm too fat now. Can you make it less fat? And it goes,
Someone
Not
made you
enough.
fat?
no, AI did. AI made me fatter. I was like, make me 20% fatter. And it made me like 300% fatter. And I was like, can you tone it down a bit? And it's like, no more processing power available.
Cannot make you less fat.
I'm like, I'm stuck this way.
Yeah, I just feel like we've lowered the ceiling so much in terms of passable quality for
Yeah.
flyers and stuff, where now it just means that if you hire someone and they do the bare fucking minimum, it looks
Yeah.
great.
It's true.
So
It's
It's-
gonna get better though.
There's a spectrum. There's the AI posters on the far side, and then there's the Canva posters from the first page.
yeah,
Either way, you lose if you do one of those.
Damn, the Far Side, fucking Gary Larson.
I've done both.
uh,
Come on, man.
Hey, come on, Gary Larson. He's a funny guy.
What's your
He
favorite
is.
Far Side comic?
Oh man, what's the one that
Mine's the one with the cows and the tools.
that's I was gonna say
Do you know that
that
one?
one's
the only
profound.
one I think about off the top of my head is the one with that dad had on his mug for many years. That was like it's like a bunch of demons in hell, and there's this. They go open up
Oh.
the suggestion box, and they're just laughing at all the suggestions.
Yeah.
That's man. Gary Larson was a funny guy.
That's not
I
bad.
assume he's dead.
Demons laughing at suggestions.
yeah, that's nice.
Put it up.
Do
Do
you
you
know-
do you put up the things that we talk about?
Everything was in there last time.
I didn't watch it. I'm just got to assume you did it.
They're all in there, and sometimes I write like idiot or like I'll be like gut, and like here if your gut's out,
That's hard work.
You don't actually do that, do you?
I'm gonna do the gut one now.
Why is my gut
No,
out?
it's not out, but
Now
I'm wearing a sweater that can show my gut pretty easily, so I'm definitely gonna do it now.
to you, yeah, not to yourself though.
Do you feel like you're in a
I'll say abs.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're in a gut moment right now where it's gonna go away, or are you perma gutted?
Well, my wife is 9 months pregnant right now.
Oh, you gotta stay gutted.
So I'm gutted up hard. But they
Yeah.
say that when your wife is really pregnant, they emit a pheromone or a
Yeah.
hormone or something called prolactin,
Okay.
and it makes the guy like keep fat because your body's like, you're gonna have sleepless nights, and I'm like, I want to be shredded. Fuck the baby, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that
Trying to
is
be
true.
jacked.
That's why I gained so much weight too, man.
yeah. That's why I sleep away from my wife every night.
That's why I stay out drinking
Oh, yeah.
every night when she's
I
pregnant.
had this one Chinese customer who I told I was like, oh, my wife's 9 months pregnant. He goes, man, when they go crazy, what I do, I just leave. Go casino, go to a bar, just leave. You come back, she's fine. She don't
Yelling,
say
stop.
anything. I go, damn, I want to bring over those Eastern values into Western society right now. You just leave. I was like,
You try go play blackjack when she yelling?
yeah, you go play Chinese checkers. Go play baccarat with your friends. You
My
know?
favorite's Pai Gow. They rip the cards up.
Oh yeah, that's,
You get to
throw
just
them.
like you own the cards. And
Yeah.
you just they fucking smash them,
the
rip them up.
table after like
Yeah, it's
this-
amazing.
Do you know Pai Gow? Have you
No.
heard of it?
Yeah, it's like
Sounds
a,
awesome.
It's,
It's
like a
awesome.
game, and they rip the cards, and they'll play for like 16 hours straight, and there will be a huge pile of cards at their feet by the end of it. They're like just moving them.
I
out of
was
the
in
way.
Vegas last month or 2 months ago, I guess now, and fucking playing poker with this super drunk Chinese guy, and they're so funny when they talk to each other. It's like this guy's like, "Hey, you Chinese too, right?" And the guy goes, "I'm from fucking Thailand." And he's like, "I'm American though." Like, "Nah, man, I think you're Chinese." And like, but the
So
guy was
good.
from like San Diego, but it's just very funny. Like, I'm fucking from Thailand, dude.
So good. We were talking about Thailand on the way over here.
Oh yeah, have you been to Thailand?
I haven't. My brothers are right now.
We were talking about losers at home.
Oh, losers, LBH, losers back home.
Losers back home. That's
what we-
it.
Yeah.
We were trying to
like,
figure this out.
LFW. We were trying- I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out.
We have a buddy.
Yeah, I didn't tell him about, it, but he's in Taiwan actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but and then we got on to the Thailand guys because they'll go out there. You know, he was telling me about like roadies and shit, and they'll like save their checks up, go get a cool tattoo, and fuck a little, little piece.
Well, like a band roadie.
So I worked at an opera house in Iceland, and among the teamsters that build the stages and everything,
Yeah.
there would be these older figures, and every few months they would disappear for a little bit, and just go to Thailand, and then eventually they bring one back, and they stop going,
Yeah.
and you're kind of happy because they've stopped chasing the dragon.
They
you know?
finally met Professor Oak, and they're like, Bulbasaur. I'm going with this one, baby. Like,
Dude, I got into an algorithm weird thing on that too, where like Philippines too, you see like guys they're like 70 years old, they'll go into the Philippines
Yeah.
and they'll just like marry a villager.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's crazy. You see them when you go there, and they look at you as the young white guy, and they're like, think about it. And they're like, it could be you. And you're like, no, I don't
You're like,
wanna.
no, you have to like have like a bunch of fans in your room. Like those
Yes.
the houses they have over there, they're just like concrete.
Yeah. And tons of fans. Tons of fans.
Yeah, that's all I think about is all the fans those guys have.
And they all eat at 7-Eleven. You know that?
Oh, what a life to live.
It's like good, though. The food there is fucking really good.
Fire up the fan, head to 7-Eleven, grab the fucking egg
You
sandwich.
come back,
Oh,
it's
dude.
cool. You ever
Oh.
been to the States at all? I know you were just you were
Yeah.
just opening in Ottawa. That's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, I kind of I had my nut in the States, touring and stuff, being a musician, a few years ago, and I really got to explore the glory of 7-Elevens when I was
Yeah.
there. And then I don't know, I did a vegan thing for a bit,
Oh, yeah.
for like 8 years.
What kind of music do you play?
So I was in hardcore bands.
Like, oh yeah, we're into that shit.
So I was like a front man in a band called Great Grief, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
were very DIY. I would beat the shit out of myself on stage.
You know this band?
No. I'm just,
Oh, okay,
I'm-
because it sounded like he knew the band.
That-
The way he was like, oh yeah.
it's
no, I would have been like, oh, fucking
but you
microphone
probably
rape. I've heard that song, like, yeah.
But no, so the vibe was always, we were a very I always say that like I got all my darkness out with that band
Yeah.
because like then now I have room to be funny.
What'd you guys sound like? Like, who did you?
So there was an era back in like 2012, 2013 where like more emo sounding bands were able to call themselves hardcore. So like Touche
Interesting.
Amore, Defeater, and like you could have like blast beats and screamo influence, and so we were like in that yard, so we sounded a little bit like Poison the Well,
Nice.
with like Deaf Heaven things, but then I would just go out there and just scare the hose
I
every
love
single
Poison
time.
the Well. Yeah.
And
you
this
just
was in
like-
Iceland,
So we were an Icelandic band, and we would tour.
and you toured the like Europe, or you toured?
We toured everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So we did Europe, we did the States, we did
If you
first
guys-
time I was in Canada was Calgary in 2014
Okay.
with a festival called Sled Island.
Here, this is what Great Grief.
Yeah.
This is what Great Grief sounds like. All right, that was pretty good.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
The funniest thing, I might
Oh, you better fucking put that in there.
That'll be good.
I
That'll be
might
good.
clip that without the song in it. Just us sitting here.
No, you should put one specific part of a song where I literally say I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah. Okay. There it was.
That's good. I did.
I can pull all this stuff. It'll be in.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe you.
This is good.
My dad and I used to put on hardcore shows
No
in Burlington, like big ones. Yeah, like
Who'd you
Burlington,
book?
dude. Burlington back in the
Mirror.
day used to be huge.
Fuck.
Yeah, we did
Everybody
a
used to
mirror.
come through Burlington, and they would skip Toronto. So like Every Time I Die would play Burlington, and fucking a mirror, and like do you know Holly Springs Disaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
My
would
buddy
play.
played in Holly Springs.
Yeah, Holly.
Yeah.
Who was your buddy?
I think his name's Dan.
Dan Maranka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan Maranka's the man.
Yeah. No, we used
That's
to
one
do
of
all
the best
those.
bands ever.
We used to do all those bands. Like, do you know Life Ruiner? You probably know Life Ruiner.
Dude, I know so many former members of Life Ruiner.
Our producer who's sick today was the former drummer of Life
Shut
Ruiner.
the
He's
fuck
like
Yeah.
drummer number 6.
He's sick today.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Toronto, I lived with my buddy Brad, who is like a metal industry guy.
Okay.
And the moment I
Is
first
that
got
Brad Seed?
yeah,
Yeah.
Brad Seed was
So
my
good.
first roommate. I love him.
So
Sorry
good.
for doing this, Brad. When I first got a phone number in Canada, I was really gung ho on pranking him because he didn't have my phone number.
Okay.
So the first day, we had just been talking about Life Ruiner and like Johnny OC and all that
Oh
shit,
my God.
and like his allegations. And so I texted Brad the moment I got that number, and I said, "Hey, bro, it's Johnny OC. I'm trying to put the band back together. We need a manager. Are you in?"
Good.
And I come home, and Brad is on the staircase, head in hands, just fuck.
So good.
Because he doesn't want to turn him down because he's an insane person. And then shortly after that, I texted his number to my friend Trevor of the Black Dahlia murder.
Hell yeah.
And this is shortly before Trevor passed. And what Trevor did with his number is he texted him a shit ton of Sonic porn.
like
so much
the
Sonic
Hedgehog?
porn. Yeah, and then
Okay.
he I filmed Brad reacting to it. And so Brad's just like, who the fuck's texting me all this Sonic porn, dude? He's so mad.
Throw some Mario in there.
And it's like, it's the inflated porn. Do you know that? Where
No.
like they make Sonic figures like look super obese and like huge dicks.
I'll try to post one that
Please don't.
isn't
Please don't
that.
post one. Please.
It's just going back and forth.
No, I don't. Don't post one.
And so I filmed Brad reacting to all of these, and then I might even be able to send you a clip of this.
Yeah.
And then Trevor posts all of it on his social media account, which had like 300,000 followers or
Oh
something.
my god.
And Brad's like, Finn, what the fuck? Stop doing this. So that was a good use of our time during the pandemic, was just pranking the shit out of Brad.
That's pretty good.
Sorry, Brad. I love you.
That's funny, dude. Yeah, fucking Life
John-
Ruiner.
I was going to say the first podcast I ever did,
Yeah.
the Bishcast, it was called. I pray it doesn't live anywhere online, but there was one episode that had me, Johnny O.C., and Hunter Moore,
Yeah.
if you know who that guy is.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
Hunter
have-
Moore was
What
the
are you
call-in.
telling me right
Dude,
now?
yeah,
I have
So
I
good.
have it somewhere.
Send me the recording.
I have
It's
it
so
somewhere.
good.
It's
We
just
need
the
to
three
send
of
this
us.
to the court.
Yeah, the FBI.
There
should
are
have
so
definitely-
many things that need to be owned up to here.
Dude, it's I'm like, like looking back, I'm like, oh man, I probably should have seen there was a problem there.
You're like,
So it was
you have a
me-
list of questions. You're like, you guys like rape?
It's like, well, we're not all into that. Like it was, that was me, Johnny O.C., and Hunter Moore, who I'm not even joking. I'm pretty sure they're both in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was me, O.J. Simpson, and the doctor who killed Michael Jackson.
Dr. Kevorkian.
Yeah. It was me, Goebbels, and I can't remember the last guy's name.
Just like the
Red
absolute fucking worst people from the hardcore scene were
Yeah.
on my this was 2011, I think.
Yeah.
So he was like hot. So because I remember Johnny O.C. was like, hey, my good buddy Hunter Moore will do your podcast if you want. And we could get a little fucking heat off of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. Like,
He's
I don't
got
even
this
know if
cool
I knew
little
who he
website.
was.
He's
Yeah.
got a little website you might not know about yet, but you will when you see the Netflix
Dude,
documentary.
there was a
on him.
Netflix documentary about this guy. And
my
it
wife
was-
was like, "We should watch this." I was like, "Oh, Dave talked to him on the phone one time."
Yeah, he was on the Bishcast.
called in, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was fucking nuts. And I was like, man, this guy's a piece of shit
So
and like
good.
sitting next to Johnny.
Do they have like a diddler group chat?
I don't
Like,
know.
they're just like,
I don't know what he actually did.
trying to get into the Epstein group chat. It's kind of our goal.
I
Holy
think,
fuck.
yeah,
That's kind of the top diddler group chat, you know?
yeah.
That's one
Definitely
of,
not proud of that podcast.
That is the darkest hang I can ever imagine.
Yes, it was
Truly.
dark.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
It was funny though,
it was a funny
in
show.
a sense.
Yes.
It's funny now looking back. Like, whoa.
Yeah, in 20 years, I'm gonna look back on this one and be like, I had fucking CJ and
Yeah.
Phil on this
You gotta-
podcast. They're both in
To
jail.
level this up, you got to murder someone. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys both have to murder people.
We're figuring it out. We're gonna do it.
We'll
Yeah,
get there.
I
We'll
didn't
see
know
if
about.
that
I didn't know that
girlfriend
about
comes
you. So you toured all over.
Yeah, I toured all over, and then I had a metal band that I started after the fact when I had more industry knowledge, and we did a bunch of stuff. I did everything you'd want to do with a metal band, which is open for Slayer, open for Lamb of God,
Nice.
and tour with Decapitated, play Russia, and so I got to do all those things, and I'm
That's sick.
very grateful. So yeah, I was in that band, and then during the pandemic, I kind of realized that I didn't really have. I'd been working extremely hard for 10 years, and I did not have any semblance of a steady career,
Yeah.
wages,
Yeah.
or anything, and so decided to go to school and just really pile up on student loans.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing now. It's
That's
really
it.
fun.
It's either that or the one-off chance you become the guy from Terror.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But is he even doing good? I don't
Scott
even know
Vogel
if he has a house.
is killing it.
he's
What's his situation though?
Scott Vogel is in the best shape of his life. Every time I see Terror, he is in better shape.
They
I
were
love
great.
Terror.
I
They're a
just
good
saw
band.
them with a mirror. Like this is like a year ago now, but it was great because he's on stage fucking rocking and ripping. And then I saw him outside of the show, and he put on like old man glasses, and he's like, "Hey, do you fellas know where my hotel is?" Like,
Oh, yeah, that's
like,
right.
He's like an old guy now, you know. So he talks.
He's probably like 50 something, right?
yeah, probably. Like,
yeah, I
but
saw
he talks
him.
like how a guy who was born in that era would talk. He's like, "Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night." Like he's like a nice
I'm
guy.
sure he's a nice guy.
But
He's
it's
old
like,
school.
oh wow.
He's old school.
But he's like, kick a fucking hole through that guy beside. And then he's like, hey, have a good night. I was like, Man, the dichotomy.
I would, but somebody kicked a fucking hole through me. I'm super hurt. I gotta go to the hospital.
Does anyone have any minus 250 glasses?
I got an astigmatism. Yeah, fucking. So my dad and I went to the first like introduction I had into the hardcore scene around here was like 2004, maybe late 2004.
Yeah.
And my buddy, we were at his house like skateboarding, and then we had some Sunny D, and then we went in his house, and he's like, "I'm gonna show you something that's gonna blow your socks off." And he played. I remember he played Silverstein Red Light Pledge.
www.bandcamp.com.
Oh no, I know it was on Windows Media Player because we
was
were
it?
watching it like all the cool effects.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
sick.
like, dude, this is the craziest. It's so hard.
Yeah.
And then so I started going to like local
Oh,
shows.
he's like screaming.
I was like, what is he doing? And I remember playing it at home for the first time. My mom was like, don't play this music around here.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Dude, that's so real. And I think that feeling of like kids don't have this now because they have everything immediately available to them. But when I was young, I would take some of my brother's burnt CDs and just listen to them by myself. And like there was an In the Flames song once.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember thinking I found something so forbidden.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
my parents would never play this. Never would it get any radio play in Iceland.
Yeah.
And so you felt a sense of like eagerness and security in the fact that like you just found something
discovered a
and
band.
it's fucking yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
And
then you would-
MySpace and Pure. Did you ever have Pure,
Pure
Volume?
That's what I was trying
I didn't
to
have
think.
Pure Volume. I did do a MySpace for a
MySpace
bit.
and Pure Volume were amazing because you could find these new bands all the time.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, and then you could like put your MySpace band, like a song would play when somebody goes to your MySpace profile.
Yeah.
It's like, look at me, I'm cool as fuck.
Holly
I found
Springs
this
was on mine
band.
for so long.
Yeah, I found this band. I'm so cool.
Dude, I just remember seeing like goth girls that were 5 years older than me, chain smoking and Cradle of Filth shirts. And just
Iceland is like
Being
all
so
those
excited.
northern like Nordic countries are super into like death metal stuff.
we
right?
love
metal, yeah.
black metal,
Yeah.
death metal,
Yeah.
like anything that is like resembles the gloominess that we feel there.
Yeah.
Like you can imagine it. It's 3 hours of sunlight during the winter.
Fuck.
It's a brutal time.
You don't have any like fun Down syndrome people to cheer you up. They've
Oh.
all
We
been
do.
aborted.
we do, but
I
no,
thought don't you have
this
to
is
abort all
this
the
is
Down
a true
syndrome
fact.
people?
Yes, they have. So basically, because they can,
Damn.
we're gonna get dark here. Because they can measure the thickness of the neck of the fetus
Oh
somehow,
my god.
they can find out if your child is gonna have Down syndrome.
Wow.
And I guess like they'll talk you out of it every time,
Oh,
which is a shame because those guys rock.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're so fun and happy.
They're
Like
so
we need
cool.
to eliminate every fun, happy thing.
Yeah.
No son, no happy Down syndrome children, no good music, only hate.
only angry music.
So it's a weird version of like eugenics where it's just
Yeah.
like
If
there's
you
a
are
girl
going
who's-
to play music, you have to be dressed as a demon.
That's all I know about Iceland. It's like, oh, they genocided all their Down syndrome people.
Dude, yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
honestly, it's probably why
No
we're
black
pretty fucking
people till
bummed out.
third grade.
I've been there. I loved it. Honestly, they're the nicest people ever. I flew into Iceland to the airport there, and I had like how they do all the super long layovers to get
Yeah,
people to
yeah,
stay.
yeah. That's how I booked bands in Iceland.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
sick.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
a sick move.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm just gonna walk to the nearest town, and I walked to some town. I can't remember what it was called. Keflavik, I think.
Keflavik.
Yeah.
Yes.
I walked there and I got like a hot dog, $10.
Oh yeah.
It was good, but it's like, dude, the Cokes are like $8 there.
Fuck.
It's expensive. Like
Yeah.
unless you're eating like that fermented shark meat, it's fucking.
You ever
Oh.
mess with that fermented
Oh,
shark meat?
dude, yeah. I remember because I was 14 and they put you in Christian confirmation camp.
Oh man.
So it's because we're Protestants.
Wait, who's they? Your parents or the government?
So we're one of the two countries in Europe that don't do separation of church and state.
Wow.
So
What's the
unless
other one?
the Vatican.
Whoa,
I know.
Come on,
crazy.
That's
I
really
know.
one country.
no, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Exactly. So
one's
there's
a
one
building.
country, and so
one
we,
country and one building.
no matter what, your tax money's going to the church. You are established as a churchgoer when you're raised, and you kind of have to you have to resign from the church as an adult if you want to not be a part of
I
it.
bet there's a lot of you guys rocking that option.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Baptized in blood to get out. Like,
And so what happened is you want to do the Christian confirmation though because it's kind of similar to a bar mitzvah in the sense that all your relatives give you fucking
Icelandic
money.
bar mitzvah does sound like a sick metalcore song name.
It's
Iceland rules. It sounds
Right.
pretty cool, actually.
It's I got probably $3,000 for my relatives because we had mine and my cousins at the same time,
Right.
and her family pretty loaded.
Oh.
So it was a good time. I got like $3,000 from it. I bought my first iMac and became like a graphic designer in 9th grade.
Wow.
Nice.
And so
With the Icelandic bar mitzvah, it's key. I didn't
Dude,
know that
it's
was
great.
part of your guys' life.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
learning about
I
it.
wish we had one of those. It'd be cool to have like a Canadian thing. You go tap a maple tree or something.
oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Go
And
to
so-
Tim Hortons, you
but
get
they
your
would
order wrong.
they would send you to Bible camp. And so at this Bible camp, we had one day where they were like, okay, we're going to do a fun activity. You're going to eat all these traditional Icelandic foods. And
fuck.
one of the things was the shark.
Oh, I want to try that so bad.
And
He loves
I,
fucked food.
I love
just so you
regional
know.
delicacies, dude. It's my thing.
dude, I wanted to like it so bad because there is something there with the ammonia where you're like,
With the ammonia.
where you're like, ooh, okay, I get it. But then your body tends to fight it. And so I yacked so fucking hard. I'm throwing up at Bible camp like I'm possessed.
Yeah, I was gonna say they
Yeah.
they feed you the shark meat. They're like demon.
I was planning a trip to go to Europe a year or two ago, and I was like, I always like look at restaurants because I was gonna stop in Iceland for a day. And I was like looking at all the food. I was like, I want to have some of that puffin. I want to have some freaking whale meat, blubber,
If
some
you had
crazy weird shit.
Is there anything you miss there eating wise?
We have the best chocolate.
Really? I've never
We
heard
have
that.
the best chocolate.
Is it just from Belgium or is it like your guys'
So we
shit?
have our like own, which is we have this one thing called thristur,
Okay.
and my grandfather actually made the recipe.
What?
He was a chocolatier. He studied in Denmark and then moved back to
What?
Iceland.
Your grandpa's like the Earl of Sandwich of Iceland chocolate.
Yes,
That's heavy. That's
he was
sick.
he was a Wonka, and so he made this thing. It's called a thrice, pretty much, and it's salty chocolate, the core layer, fudge, and then chocolate.
Wow.
We should fucking import this
I'd love
stuff,
to eat
man.
one of
We
those.
should
And
get
you're-
into this business.
You're trying to look it up early on in your childhood. You're like thrice, and then you find the
That's
band
how you get into
Thrice,
thrice.
and you're like,
how I
they don't
felt thrice.
connected.
I got to go to Warp Tour.
So yeah, I missed that. We got pretty sick soda because we don't do high fructose corn syrup.
Oh,
pretty
so
dope.
it's all sugar.
Yeah, it's all sugar.
Wow.
And,
Do you guys have like a specific brand or something?
We have like fancy soda companies now
Huh.
because gentrification hits everywhere.
Oh yeah. Like
so now we have
craft.
artisanal soda.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they have this one that's like actual orange juice carbonated, and it's crack. It's absolute
Oh.
crack to me.
Do you like the hot dogs?
I love them.
Yeah, they're good.
That's a thing. Icelandic hot
Yeah.
But like, stay away from the gas station ones because one will betray you, and you will be throwing up next to your
Wow.
girlfriend that hates when you throw up,
Yeah.
and she will mention it for months.
I love to think that when you throw up, you just also do gutturals. You're like,
It's kind of the thing. It's the like that
Yeah.
like that one.
Yeah, you got a
very
cat
black
one.
metal.
He screams when he pukes.
That's
Oh,
what
really?
I've been told.
Yeah,
That's
His-
what I've been
I think
told,
his
yeah.
ears turn off.
They all fucking yell at me.
It's
Stop.
like a ear,
Like
nose,
they think
and
I'm just
throat.
putting it on. No,
yeah,
this is how I
our mom always used to be like, relax, and he'd be like, I can't. Like,
My dad has
great.
the sneeze of like just he screams so loud.
the dad.
Our dad
sneeze.
sneezes like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must just be all the dads have that.
I've started doing it too.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
you're getting into it.
Yeah,
now.
now that the second kid's coming, I actually think I'll level it up.
So now you have the gut.
I think I'll got,
Now the sneeze.
That's been around for a while.
Getting a drink.
That might have been pre-kid. Yeah, dude. But how was that weekend opening for Ian Finance? That looked fucking sick.
Dude, Ian is the best buddy. He takes good care of me.
Nice.
We met in Buffalo. I went to see my buddy Jacob open for him and David Tell. Jacob did a guest spot.
That's Dave's favorite comedian, I think.
Oh, it was unbelievable. And for me, like, getting to meet those guys
Yeah.
was insane.
Yeah.
But then I was wearing a terror hat,
yeah.
and I had just been at Tied Down, which is a Detroit hardcore festival that's incredible.
Okay.
And Ian was there as well. So I'd like clocked Ian there, and now I'm back at this show in Buffalo at what is it, Helium, and
Yeah.
Ian sees my terror hat, finds out I do comedy.
Dude, you do comedy?
And
You like fucking moshing and telling jokes?
I love terror too. And so we talked about bands for a while, and he was coming to Toronto a little bit later. I was set up for one guest spot.
Nice.
He ended up giving me 3.
Nice. That's
So,
the
It's
best.
good
And
to
it-
be a little weasel. That's the best thing to do. Get on like a little weasel.
Dude, I was 3
That's what
months
you gotta
into
do.
comedy.
We respect, just so you know.
No, we're not saying it in a bad
No,
way.
but
No,
seriously,
no,
though, I
absolutely.
want to clarify.
I have to agree that
We like the
a
weasel.
certain part of getting forward in comedy is being an enjoyable person that people want around.
That's what they always say.
All the big guys say, like any guy I open for who's like touring, he goes, it's about the hang.
It's about the hang.
You know, like I like
It's not about the
conversing with
bomb
you.
on stage. It's about the bomb and the hang.
So, I've walked in after and gone, hey, that didn't go good. Really don't know what to say. And
Yeah.
they're like, lunch was good though. They're
Lunch
like,
was great.
Remember what you said about you guys have bagged milk? That was cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's like little stuff. It's
Just
the little
don't
fucking
treat
stuff.
them like celebrities.
No.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest fucking thing you can do.
There's some
And
that do like that.
yes.
And it's like, fuck, when you got to do
Yeah, I know what he was talking
that.
about.
Fuck, I don't like, but I do it still because I'm a little fucking weasel.
I know what he was talking about.
There's
You
two
can-
guys.
well, no,
I know the one for sure.
the best thing to do is be a fan, but do it secretly. Where like
Yeah.
one day you can kind of throw something at them like a curveball and be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like
Yeah.
like my buddy Jordan plays in Terror and No Warning, and we're buddies. But I didn't really lead on with that
Yeah.
until like we were hanging out at a bar maybe a couple months ago, and I go, "Is it true that No Warning and The End fought each other in a parking lot in 2001?"
yeah.
And he goes, "How the fuck do you know that?"
So good.
No Warning is like the first like real Canadian hardcore band, I think.
Yeah.
Like, they
Oh, yeah.
were. Yeah, I think they're from around here.
They are the quintessential perfect Canadian hardcore band.
Yeah.
They haven't put out a bad album. They've always done stuff by their own merits. They had one album that was their like breakout album which was produced by Derek Wibley from Sum 41.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
they were touring that. They played the big Oakville Festival one year. They were like headlining at the Oakville waterfront. I was like,
Oh,
they
really?
put fucking No Warning on this show. That's crazy.
Cool, yeah.
They opened, or I think they headlined the first night, and Bedouin Sound Clash was the
Yeah,
next
so-
night. I was like, this
such
is
a
a very, this
huge
is actually a sound
difference.
clash.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a stark difference.
Yeah.
And so No Warning was like when I first found out about like Canadian hardcore, I found out about them and Fucked Up. And
Yeah, for sure. Those
that
are
was,
tough.
just bands that I will forever appreciate. I just saw Fucked Up last night. It was
Oh, really?
so sick. And
Where
then
was that?
it was at Due West Fest in Toronto. I took fellow comedian Arminar Bobby with me.
Oh, yeah, I saw that video.
And we talked about it as a cultural exchange program
Yeah.
because I
Was
wanted
he
to show him.
Persian?
Yeah, but I wanted to show him some white nonsense.
Is that still a country, Persia?
No, that's
Uh,
Iran.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes. So I wanted to show him some white nonsense. And
Yeah.
moshing in the middle of the street, white nonsense.
Hell
Crazy
yeah.
to see people who have never seen moshing to see it for the first time. I remember I took my wife to a show. You might know this band, Exalt.
Oh my God! Of course, shout out the boys.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I took my wife because all my friends are like were there. I was like, we were in town. I was like, let's go see this show, honey.
This is a bit after Dave went into Mosh retirement. Too.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a while, yeah. So
why did you go into Mosh
I'm
retirement?
just an old fat guy.
Oh,
We
respect.
get him out every now and again.
Yeah,
you go
yeah,
to
yeah.
a counterpart show in Hamilton or Burlington,
Yeah.
you might see him.
Misery
out there.
signals.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so I took my wife. She's like, this is horrible. Why is everyone fighting each other?
Yeah.
She was extremely upset.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
I remember explaining one time, like, the best guys look the scariest and move the fastest and hit no one.
Oh man,
Yeah,
Spin
those are the
Kick
best
Dan
guys.
is
Yeah.
my. There was a guy around here named Spin Kick Dan who would do like Taekwondo spin kicks, but he would hit people.
Yeah.
He was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was a few guys back in the day, yeah, that were
Yeah.
pretty fun
No,
to watch.
I don't love crowd.
I never aim to hit anyone.
No.
And then some guys aim to hit me because
Yeah.
they see that I'm doing that. And I don't know. I've gone into retirement because 2 years ago I saw Magnitude at the Opera House, and I did a spin kick. And well, actually, before I did the spin kick, a man hit me right on top of the head so hard that you heard a clap
Ugh.
and bloodied the top of
one
my
of your
head. I
vertebrae
had a shaved
exploded.
head.
Oh.
And the security guard waved me over and shined a flashlight in my eyes to make sure I wasn't
Yeah.
brutally concussed.
Yeah.
And I'm so
TBI,
cocky. I'm
yeah.
like, dude, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Let me back in there.
Sorry,
And then
man.
it-
You look like Chris Benoit. I need to take a look for a second.
Dude,
You're bleeding like a fucking WWE superstar.
we'll see what happens when I have a family finally.
Yeah. Don't buy a lat pull down machine, please. Just whatever you do, go to
Don't
the
buy a
gym.
Bowflex.
Please don't do. His lats are looking pretty
They're
good.
too big.
No.
And so, security guard waves me over, looks me in the eye, and like he's like, "Okay, you're fine." And I'm like, "Do you have water?" And he like hands me a water bottle, but he only wants to feed me the water. He won't let me take the bottle and drink it. So I snatch it from his hand. Now he hates me because I guess he wanted to share it with me.
I just want to feed you like a baby goat.
It's really weird.
I'm trying to nurse you back to health, buddy. What
That
the
is
fuck?
fucking weird.
And so then I go back in, and I literally remember the singer going, "All right, guys, this is your peacock moment. This is where the big boys step up." And I rev up for the biggest spin kick I have in me, dude. I'm going to fly across the room. And this 6'6" hockey player fuck
Oh no.
oh my God, just tears through me as I'm in the air. So I do that spin. You know when you get hit by a car and you elevate in the air and
Yeah.
start spinning?
He went down and hip checked you, and you went into the boards.
So I'm flying. I hear the entire room around me just go, "Oh!" You don't want that.
No.
I land on my wrist. I break my radius. My arm is pointing in the wrong direction. Now I have to go to the corner of the room without making a scene of it because I'm not going to be like, my arm. And the first thing they do when they see my injury is they hand me papers and they go, "We are not liable for this." And
You're like, I could sign it, but like, look at my arm.
This is my good hand.
They just like staple the
Do an
fucking pen
X.
to your
Yeah.
arm. Just do an X.
Yeah, like you're on your fucking deathbed.
Use the blood off your fucking head.
Oh,
Make
God.
an X.
It was bad. And so thankfully there was an ambulance outside already.
Jesus.
As there
Because
usually is from a hardcore show.
Someone
yeah.
had already passed out. The headliner was drained, so everyone was on shithead behavior at the show. And
Wait, drain or drained?
drained.
Oh, okay. Oh, drain. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And
They're
so
good. They're like a hardcore band from I think California.
yeah, they're
newer.
thrashy. They're
They're
sick.
cool. You'd like.
Thanks, man.
They wear
You don't
shorts.
know them. I know you don't know them.
Yeah,
wear
but no,
shorts.
you're trying to act like you're. Oh, I know everything. I'm a fucking
I know
cool
you
guy.
don't know new hardcore
No, it's okay.
stuff.
You're.
Hey,
I
listen.
think you're a cool guy, dude.
Oh, you don't listen anymore. It's okay. Now I listen to Danny Go. Fucking
I do listen
shut
to
the
Danny
fuck
Go.
up. So I'll give you some little tips.
Oh,
You
I'll
guys
fucking
ever
tell
have
you
to
what
watch
Danny
two
Go.
brothers fighting?
They watch
ever
this
have to
show.
do
This
that?
is all the show
That's
is.
what it is. You're
It's
just
what it
sitting-
is, guys.
It's like your mom and dad fighting, and you're just sitting waiting for it to stop. Like,
You go to your friend's house and he's fighting with his mom.
Yeah.
It's like-
Do you have a brother? Do you have any brothers?
I have a brother who's 5 years older than me.
yeah.
Yeah, it's us.
So
And
we're the same. That's because
He would beat the fuck out of me.
Oh
He
yeah.
broke my finger once.
I never beat him up.
Are you bigger than him now?
No, dude.
Oh,
Of me
I can fuck him up
and
now.
of me, my dad, and my brother, I am the shortest at 6'3",
Oh really?
which is
That's
pretty
the thing of
brutal.
Iceland. If you ever see those like amazing maps, like on Facebook, like if you're scrolling, it'll be like Iceland is the tallest.
Yeah.
Them in Netherlands are like they're fucking weirdly tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Wow.
really
so you go
intense.
to Iceland and they like make short jokes about
Yeah,
you and
they're
shit.
like, what's up, pussy?
Oh,
They
let's
punt
put
me
it
down
on the top
stairs.
shelf so Phil can't get it.
Oh, look at me! I'm so big. I'm 6'3".
Oh,
Oh,
6'3".
look at me.
That's why he moved here, man. He wants to feel like a big. I get it.
Yeah, no, I'm
That's
towering.
why I want to
over
move to
people here.
Guatemala.
yeah. He's gonna move to Vietnam next and be just a monster and just look
They'll
like
make
Bane.
me the president.
Yeah. You just become the king of Vietnam.
So yeah, I go into the ambulance. I knock on the door, and a woman comes out. They're treating someone who passed out at the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know where you're going, but I think I'm going to the same place. Can we share a ride?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we got to kick this guy out first and then bring you in.
Yeah.
And then we're going to charge you $50 to do this.
I love that they're doing triage. It just like it's like we don't have enough people for all these injuries.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
You're just
Thankfully.
sitting in a small chair, like waiting.
Dude. And so for the next 2.5 months, I was out of work, and I just stayed the highest I've ever been
Fuck.
on my couch, and probably lost a few brain cells. But I don't know. I think I'm a better man for it.
That's a good. You got to have moshing injuries. I was just at Under Oath, and I was doing like a spin move with my arm, and I hit a guy's head or something, and I got a huge welt on my arm.
Yeah, what is he talking about though? He's like
No, the
he's
guy
got a
that-
way worse story.
Yeah, he can't tell that story now. Yeah,
He's coming out of his coma.
yeah. And I was like, oh, and I went to go to the triage section or whatever, and they're like, oh, that's a huge welt, and I'm like, give me some ice. And they ice it up, and they made me sign the thing, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that well. Actually, I was at
Fuck.
that
Yep.
show.
You feel like a real bitch when you got to sign that thing, and they're like, thanks.
It really
I've never
sucks.
signed the thing.
The lady gave me it wasn't a lollipop, but she was like, "Do you want some candy?" Like I was like, "No."
Fucking baby's first trip to the dentist
Yeah,
office.
it's like after you can pick something out of the chest if you want. 'Cause You
Yeah.
got hurt at the metal show.
Yeah, we used to put on those shows in Burlington, like I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And-
you booked Emir.
Yeah,
What
we-
year is this?
Oh my god.
08, 09.
Okay, this
08
is
probably,
prime Emir.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
Frankie
dude.
Palmieri,
Goodbye-
God Complex.
Goodbye to the Gallows. They're like, "This is a new one."
They were touring the album, yeah.
And I got spin kicked in the face. I was 13. It was the first time I got
Holy
knocked
shit.
out.
Yeah.
I was a 400-pound native guy.
He said this isn't over till I say it's over.
Dude, I'll listen to this song. It might be that drop.
Yeah.
but I listen to the song with my wife and I go, and right here, and I'll just turn the song off and I'll be like, that's what happened for me. Like the music just cut. And then a guy from my high school dragged me out.
Dude, that era of Emir, like, it ages so well.
Oh, I just
It's
saw them like
insane.
last year. That's I've gone from being like an actual scene guy, metalcore guy, to now I'm like a gym metalcore douche.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you listen to the Spotify workout playlist.
Oh yeah, Kublai
yeah.
Khan, fucking,
Casey
you know,
Strain.
like what? Oh,
Casey
Casey Strain,
Strain.
yeah. Car
Yeah.
Bomb makes a few appearances.
I absolutely love that those two bands, Acacia Strain and Kublai Khan, have gotten their like due finally.
Yeah, they're dead flowers.
Acacia Strain worked so incredibly hard,
Yeah.
and there was a lull for a little bit there. We toured together. There was the All Stars tour, and we got to do like 4 dates on that run in 2014. The headliner, awful, Icy Stars. Some of the worst metalcore bands I've
It's
ever
like
seen.
abandon all ships, basically.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of synthesizers and dubstep
Yeah.
and teenage
Oh,
girls.
sorry, I forgot. I'm not supposed to explain anything to you ever.
Well, you guys are so inside on the deep knowledge.
If a guy
though.
talks about like I don't know the capital of some shit ass country,
Say a
you
country
can-
so I can say the capital.
Moldova.
Cheese now?
There you go.
That's
if I
fucking
need to know
incredible.
something about cheese now,
He knows useful stuff.
you can tell me about that. And I won't. Oh, cheese now? Is that because you want to eat cheese now? Like I won't do
Hey,
that.
that's good.
It wasn't bad.
Save that
You should
one.
put that in your act.
That's a good tag.
That's my favorite thing, guys. Do you guys ever say that to you?
My
Put that in
dad
your
just
little
did it
script.
I'm
earlier.
just pissing him off.
Oh yeah.
My dad just did it earlier.
It fucking makes me so mad because they're doing it genuinely and nicely.
Yes.
But like, I had a guy from my high school the other day send me like, I don't know, Anthony Jeselnik, and he was like, "You should do something like that." It's like,
Great.
yeah, I know.
Thanks, dude.
Like, just
Not
sending
helpful.
a 7-year-old video of Michael Jordan being like, shoot like that. Like, yeah,
It's a great idea.
not that he's Michael Jordan. I
Yeah.
actually don't
I
like
understand.
Anthony Jeselnik,
No, but I understand. No, you like him if he's looking for an opener.
Anthony, if you're coming to Hamilton, dude.
Yeah.
That last part was a joke. I got some
Straight
dead baby stuff. Maybe some stuff about I won't do crowd work. I know you don't like that.
Oh, is he an anti-crowd
Yeah, all
work
these fucking-
guy?
Oh yeah, he's been very outspoken.
Oh, you're
recently.
mad because I have a longer hour? That's what he said on a podcast the other day. No, dude, we just want to talk to you. We want to know what it's like to be super rich and famous.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
And
I want to see what you think about being a nurse in Poughkeepsie.
Real
is that
shit.
what he was?
No, just it could be a crowd
Oh,
work interaction.
oh, I
Just a
thought,
right-
I thought you were saying he was a nurse in Poughkeepsie.
He's
It's
like a good guy.
Damn, he fucking made it.
Yeah. No,
He
he's
made it
dick,
out of Poughkeepsie.
unless we're
Poughkeepsie's
friends.
a hellhole.
I've never been there. It is a hardcore town, though.
I've played that so many shitty
Yeah.
shows. There.
That's
It's
why I
outstanding.
mentioned it because I've seen it on like show.
yeah, it's a
Tour
lot of
Poughkeepsie
lot of, they
only
all play
exists
Poughkeepsie.
as like a venue where you draw 30 people tops, and there's a huge fight.
Oh,
I
man.
saw a woman drunk drive into a storefront, and she had a full face
How
of
did you
makeup.
know she was drunk? Just-
Okay, so she drives into the storefront.
well, I bought her a couple drinks. She wanted to leave.
This glorious big black woman was driving on the streets of Poughkeepsie, and she drives into a storefront. The place is closed, so she just like rams into the gate and tears through it a little bit. But she had such a big face of makeup that like there was like a purple line on the steering wheel,
So
and there was
good.
blood everywhere. And she had left,
Oh my god!
and
She drive away or walk away?
she waddled
okay,
away.
left the car.
Yeah, it was insane. So Poughkeepsie is an absolute hellhole for
That's
that.
fucked.
Culturally, it's just a dead place.
Have you had
Yeah,
a spot
yeah.
where you've ever regretted going? Like any shows you've done where you're like, we shouldn't be here.
You know what? All Stars tour. So that specific tour, we were only on it for 4 days, but I got to buddy up with the Acacia Strain and Kublai Khan in 2014.
Yeah, that's cool. Wow.
Kublai Khan in 202014 was an incredibly
It's like fucking dropping plates. Like
dude,
they're playing that
exactly
shit.
balancing survival and happiness.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know the album name. I knew the one song that I listened to.
Hey, that's good. man.
fantastic
It's
album.
about how they work at a restaurant and they're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm
Oh.
gonna drop these plates.
I thought maybe for a second they were Greek.
It could have actually now. Well, yeah. The song says, "Hey, da, 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 da."
Hoppa!
Matt Honeycutt, famously Greek man.
Yeah, could be actually about how fucking jacked the guy is now that he's just dropping huge weight.
Oh, yeah,
plates.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
dude, he's
Could be a
he's
double
yoked
entendre.
now. Back then, he was tiny.
Yeah.
He was so tiny, but he's been the sweetest person every time I've met him. Every time we hung out, I booked them in Iceland in 2017, and they
Wow.
the show drew 30 people,
That's crazy.
and then they dropped Absolute, and everyone got on board like
Yeah.
right after that.
Wait, the song?
Uh,
oh, the album. Yeah.
I think it was like an EP, right?
Yeah,
Or-
sorry, I thought you meant for a second like a record label or something. It sounds.
No.
But
So
yeah, it's that.
yeah,
that's
it was
a good album.
It was the album that came out around that time, and they picked up, and fucking the Hammer really pushed them
Yeah.
over and everything. So yeah, I booked them right after they released that. So those guys
That's
have been
sick.
friends.
Those are good tunes.
And those guys have been friends for a while, and now I see them playing to 4,000 to 5,000 people a
insane.
night.
Yeah.
It's fucking mental.
Yeah, they're like I don't know if they're knocked loose level, but those
That's
guys
the
now
craziest
are-
trajectory ever.
Yeah.
I remember playing a venue in Jasper, Georgia in 2014, and this is one of the weirdest shows I've ever played. It was my band, Great Grief, and then there was just a local headliner, and it was like an Evanescence local band.
Oh, so girl
so they
singer?
had all the costumes and like stage props and everything
Yes.
in like the smallest community center. So there's just like white walls everywhere, but they're going like say that, like it was really cool. And the guy comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, you guys drew a lot better than the band we had last night." And I'm like, "Oh, who's that?" He's like, "Oh, it's this. They were called Knocked Loose.
Oh wow,
We drew more
That's
than
crazy.
Knocked Loose did, like the day before."
that's fucking nuts.
But
they're
even
big
then,
now.
we knew like pop culture had come out. They
Yeah.
they were touring with our friends in a band called Vice
okay.
at the time, and they were touring relentlessly, and we all saw the trajectory. We all
Yeah.
knew they were gonna.
Dude, I saw an ad for them in 2016. And I was like, this guy with long hair is a singer. Like, it's not a metalcore singer. He looks like a skateboarder, man.
absolutely.
And I didn't jock them.
Damn, you could have jocked.
You should have
them
bought
earlier.
They're like they're like the metalcore Bitcoin, dude.
I wish there was
Like,
a
they
stock
fucking-
market for buying into
Yeah.
bands before they get really popular. I
Yeah.
would be a millionaire.
Yeah, except you'd have all those losses from Great Grief. But a little bit red on Great
I'm
Grief.
okay. I shorted Great Grief. I'm doing okay.
The
but-
closest thing you have is the merch game. You can buy
Yeah.
band shirts when they're out
That's
early.
true.
Yeah.
That's like such an inside thing too. Like wearing a band shirt, like getting on the show with Ian Finance. Like me personally, if I knew there was a 1% chance I was going to go to a show where there was a comedian who's into hardcore, I would wear some sort of crossover comedy hardcore algorithm shirt, hat, maybe from a
You're
fucking
calculating
club.
this.
Oh, it's a weasel move. You
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
be
Gotta be a
weasel.
weasel.
You know one big weasel move I do? I message a lot of comics, and this might come back to bite me one day, but I'll send videos to them. I call them reverse cameos. And so it's a normal guy sending a famous guy a video.
That's awesome.
And it doesn't usually work, but sometimes 1 in 50, maybe 1 in 100 do.
Okay, yeah.
And then you get to open for that guy.
Reverse cameos is a great idea.
Yeah, it's patented, by the way, if anyone else does it. If any other comic, open micer does it, and you're a famous comic and you see this, give me that spot.
Can I try this once?
I'd love for you to do
All
it.
right, good.
This is
I
an
will try this
internal
once.
crew thing. It's kind of like this is intellectual property, so
Yeah.
I'm willing to license it out to
Yeah.
you.
I will literally credit you when they curse me out for sending them.
Oh, you
This,
have to.
I'll be like, "Yo, this wasn't my idea."
You got to make it funny though, right?
CJ Bishop.
You got to
yeah.
make it really funny. Like maybe, like a lot of the time, I'll have my infant son and I'll shotgun a beer while I'm holding him,
That's great.
unless that's against Canadian, law.
Yeah,
Then I
Child
don't do
Protective
that.
Services.
If CPS says you can't do that, I don't do it.
No.
My roommate has a really realistic looking airsoft gun that I feel like I could do
like
some
it.
fun stuff with.
I like where you're going.
Maybe I point it at the camera and I'm like, "You should really give me a spot."
So there's been times where I have said that I would kill my infant son if they don't give me a spot. I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to spot.
That's awesome. That's
So
such
there's
a cool
couple
thing.
comics out there who have a pretty dark. All you have to do is give this psycho guy a spot, and he won't kill a baby.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Well, that
Definitely.
video I sent you the other day of Shane Gillis
Yes.
and Burt Kreischer.
Have you seen this?
Is it?
This is an old Shane and Matt podcast, and it's like during COVID, and Shane and Bert are talking, and Shane was like, "I used to send you emails because I met
Yes.
you at a club."
He said happy birthday in the email.
yeah, yeah. He goes, "Happy birthday, dude!" And it was all
They
And
really jived.
Yeah,
Oh,
we really
yeah.
mesh. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like
yeah,
that.
it's just like so embarrassing.
It's
but
very embarrassing, but
it's
yeah.
the stuff you got to do, man.
You gotta
I've already
do
done a
coming
few
up.
of those. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I think Ian Fidance probably has a few horrible texts for me.
Oh,
Of
yeah,
me
there's-
being like, thank you so much for that.
There was a great one from Kill Tony, this dude I met in Denver. Great guy, Mike Hammock. He's like the club pro at Comedy Works. He went to Austin one time, got bucket pulled on Kill Tony. Sam Talent is the panel guest, who's like he came from Denver.
The goat.
And so they love him at Comedy Works. Mike knows this guy. Mike had messaged the guy being like, saw you're doing a weekend at Mothership. I'd love to open for you. And Sam was like, yeah, I saw that. I left him on red. Like, he said it on Kill Tony. Like,
Oh, that's bad.
But he goes, you got good now. He was like, I didn't answer because I remember him being really bad. And
Oh,
he
shit.
did really well on the show.
That's
but,
real.
But
a lot of the good comics will be like, I don't care that this guy has 1,000 followers or whatever. He's funny and he's a good hang. I'll put him on.
Yeah.
Whereas like these guys with like some of these guys have like 100,000 followers and they're just like an influencer who's like, I'm gonna try stand up.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those
Dude,
guys.
there's
around
guys
here.
with millions of followers who I've opened for, and I'm like, I try to do the weasel move with them, but they don't respect comedians.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
don't have the followers.
Yeah.
They only care about followers. Those
He's like,
guys.
I
They
make
stink.
30 grand a week off my content.
Yeah.
Why would I come to Canada for a week?
But
and
they
make 11
crave
grand?
the respect
The
of
immediate
funny
approval.
people.
Oh, I
of
see,
funny
yeah.
people because they're like, I'm a funny guy,
Yeah,
so you should respect me. But it's like, no, you're not funny.
yeah. You want
You
to
can
Yeah.
make shitty online content. It's not fucking funny.
Yeah,
Like you put them in like that seat, they're not going to be funny. I don't
That's
care
the
if you've
key.
got 20 million followers. If you're not a funny guy, you're not a funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
100% agree.
the darkest thing to me is seeing doing stand up and seeing your peers try to become social media guys
Oh yeah,
because stand up is really hard.
yeah.
So I
going to food place. Here's a hidden gem for you people.
what it's
I actually like those though.
the
I
hidden
know.
gems can
Yeah, there you go.
honestly, if you put me onto a good pizza
They
place,
work. That's the hard part.
I have no beef with you. It's when you're like, me and my roommate arguing over fridge space, and it like suddenly your buddy who like used to look like a piece of shit is now getting like haircuts and shit, and he's like trying to be hot on Instagram.
Interesting.
Yeah, I really hate it, and it makes my blood boil. And
That's hard though. It's hard with the posting stuff, man, because I have it internally too, where I'll post something and I'll be like, "This." Sucks.
I've been pushing him to post more content. You got to get the content
I
out
post,
there,
You
man.
can-
I post a bunch of stand-up
you can be a
clips.
content guy. That's no problem whatsoever. It's when you try to change who you are
to
as
be
a
that,
person to be a content guy because you think that like, oh, they'll react better to me if I'm like a hot guy.
Yeah,
And that's where I'm like,
that
no.
ship has sailed for me. I don't think it ever really came into port, even. But
We
That's
had a
all right.
we had a thing the other day where we have a group chat and CJ's like everybody has to post a screenshot of your like looking
Explore
your
page.
explore page on Instagram
Uh,
and then like we all posted them and like cuz some of them are going to be embarrassing and like I posted mine and it's just like cheap pizza you can get and he's just like he said I have a cheap fatso algorithm. It's so true cuz I have tons of those hidden gem videos.
it's so good.
cheap fatso algorithm.
And then some of our buddies are like, whatever. They're like closer to 40. They're dads, and you know they're those kind of guys who they like a little scroll so they can see a little
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
And we go count how many tits you can see in just the screenshot. And there were some guys who had like 7 posts out of 12 that were like just a chick with huge tits.
I
about
think
to
I
jump
only had
rope.
one and she was holding up like a muffin.
She had pizza.
So it was like,
It's
yeah.
like cheapest $1 slice with tits in it.
It's like
it was
that
That's
doesn't
awesome.
really count.
That's just a combo.
And then you have guys that like won't post the algorithm.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
yeah,
if you're not
I've seen
posting.
some of my buddies where it's all chicks.
yeah.
And I tried at one point to like, I don't know, I'm really trying to figure out this connection I have with dopamine. So
Yeah.
I wanted to like make my feed more boring.
Right.
So I started whenever there would be like a hot chicks or something, I would put not interested.
Yeah.
And then yesterday I was looking through Instagram and I found that you can look at stuffs that you flagged as not interested,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's just tits.
Yeah.
And so I'm gay.
I love the Icelandic guy going like, "No joy on my page.
yeah.
I want to see a rain cloud."
I want to.
Sees a retarded guy, not interested. Like,
Please,
Where is
please
the abort
separate
button?
me. Separate me from the joys of life. I want
right.
to neutralize.
have you seen this video on phrenology?
we should wrap it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Finn, thanks so much,
What do you
man.
got going on? We can.
Yeah,
we can
what's
throw
going
it
on?
here real quick.
Fuck. I'm doing stand up.
It's the worst part of these podcasts in the early eras because I'll do that. It'll throw to me, and I'll be like, "I got this one crazy show in 6 weeks, man. It's gonna be fucking nuts."
Well, shit. I'm doing CJ's show in September.
That's right. If
So
you didn't
we
come
have
to the
that.
pod, I was gonna kick
Is
you
that
off
in?
the show.
Is that in Burlington?
That
Yeah,
is. That's
Nickelbrook.
our monthly show. It's last Saturday of the month.
So we're gonna do that. It's
6
gonna-
months running, sold out.
Who's playing that one?
What is? Which one is it?
It's September. I think you had me on.
Ryan Belleville.
Oh, Ryan
that'll be a
Belleville.
really
He's
good
a
show.
fucking gamer.
Fucking
Do you
A.
know who that is?
No.
So he's from I want to say originally Calgary.
Wait. Did I just meet him? Does he yell on stage?
No.
Okay.
He's like a really.
He just finished a Netflix show.
Yeah, he was on a couple seasons of Working Moms.
yeah.
He's
Oh,
like
fucking
a
A.
recurring
Yeah,
character.
he's a funny guy.
He's done
man.
like 18, or he's done like 9 Just for Laughs. He did the first one when he was 19. You'd recognize
Sick,
this guy.
okay.
Well, I don't know. You're not
Yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
I'll be on CJ's show. In
That's gonna be a
September
good show.
with Ryan Belleville. That's gonna be a good ass time.
Yep.
We're gonna get drunk.
We got a couple crazy
What
headlines.
do you have
coming
coming up?
up? June this week, Wednesday. It'll be the day the pod drops. Headlining Levity Comedy Club, and then week after that, or 2 weeks after that, we got the monthly show, June 28th. Celebrating Pride Month this month with a gay headliner.
Yeah,
Hell
he's
This
a
guy's
funny
super
guy too.
gay and super funny. I don't know
Sick.
which one he is more, but we're gonna find out on June 28th
That's
at
Steve
Nickelbrook.
That's
Steve
awesome.
DeGay.
Steve DeGay, yeah,
Steve DeGay. Shout out.
Yeah.
he's awesome. He's great.
One of the best gays we have.
He's in my top 5,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Um,
He's in
oh.
MySpace top 8.
I do have this. I have shows with Jason Rouse. Something's coming up. He books like 15 in Ontario for
Okay.
like the next block of July. So I'll be
And
with
on
him.
Instagram, we can find you at.
At FINNBOGIORN.
We're gonna work on that.
It's
Yeah.
good that it's always easy. Finn Bagoran.
Finn. People think my name is Finn Bajorn now.
Finn Bog might not be bad.
Finn Bog, like Sanguisuga Bog. That's a fun name.
What's that?
Do you know Sanguisuga Bog?
Oh yeah.
Brutal
It's a
death
band.
metal band. They're
Yeah.
fantastic. Shout out Maggot Stomp.
Maybe I am out of touch.
You don't know Sankasuka God?
I'm just feeling like, yeah, maybe.
Oh, and I might be in Edmonton in October.
Well, are you gonna do rumors?
I don't know.
That's
yet.
in Winnipeg, dipshit.
Are you gonna do
I'd love to do
the
Winnipeg.
comic strip at West Edmonton Mall? My bad. I mixed those two up because there's
If
such
you
great
have
clubs.
a room with a stage and you want me to go on that stage and trauma dump for 20 minutes, please, I would love to.
Edmonton October.
And yes, support these guys.
Yeah,
I like this podcast. I listen to it. It's fun.
that's what we like.
I
to
like
hear.
when there's a new podcast and it's good because
Yes.
you really, again, I wish there was like a stock option for new podcasts to buy in.
Like we were saying,
This would
we've
be
been
a good
talking
one.
about. We want to get on some other podcasts too, because what the
Yeah.
fuck podcasts are even out there in
Fucking
the GTA that
shit.
we?
We
Yeah.
can cut right here if you want, but you
Yeah.
can also recommend other good ones. If there's good ones to recommend, we won't have cut.